To have a son, my dad had a whole ritual he'd put my mom through every single night. Night 1, she had to stand barefoot on a nail board for the entire night. Night 2, she had to soak overnight in a vat of freshly slaughtered pig's blood. And night 3, he'd carry her into a coffin to, well, all because someone told him that if you follow these 3 rules, you'll keep producing sons. Sure enough, my mom got pregnant fast. But surprise, out came a girl. And not only that, I was born with heterochromia. The night I was born, a disaster hit our house and nearly burned down 100 years worth of everything we had. My dad called me a curse and tried to run me through with a sword right then and there. My mom threw herself over me. Anyone who tries to kill my daughter is going through me first. My dad backed down. But my mom fell out of favor because of it. It wasn't long before he started taking concubines. A few years later, he had a whole bunch of other kids with them. My mom poured everything she had into me and didn't bother with my dad anymore. But those concubines saw she wasn't fighting back. So they got bolder and bolder. Until one day, one of the pregnant concubines showed up just to flaunt herself in my mom's face. She shoved my mom into the pond. My mom never came back up, she was gone. After that, everyone was even more convinced I was a curse. Said I'd jinxed my own mother to death. I was too young to understand what a curse even meant. All I knew was that my mom was gone. If I stayed in that house, I wasn't making it out alive. So that same night I ran. I slipped out through the dog door under cover of darkness and started running for my life. But when I looked up, I spotted a man in white robes standing not far away, just watching me with this calm little smile.
Who are you?
I am the Imperial Advisor, and you are the disciple I've been searching for these past 10 years. Just like that, I became the Imperial Advisor's apprentice. Master brought me to the Imperial Palace and set me up in the Star Palace. He was incredibly kind to me. He'd even soften his voice whenever he talked to me, like he was scared of startling me. Nobody here looked at me like I was some kind of bad omen. Nobody was cruel about my food or how I lived. I got to wear the white robes only Star Palace disciples could wear, and I thought it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Master told me I was no ordinary person. I was the purest convergence of spiritual energy between heaven and earth, the living embodiment of Yan's national fate. Put simply, I was the nation's luck itself, made flesh, born with the heavenly eye, able to see through good and evil, fortune and disaster. If I was wronged or suffered, the whole kingdom would be hit with disaster after disaster, and if I died from anything other than natural causes, Yan's national fate would be completely severed, meaning the kingdom would fall. I was pretty sure Master was just making this all up, to mess with me. Master, then how exactly do you know that I'm the embodiment of the nation's fate? I seem pretty much the same as any other kid to me. Master just smiled and patted my head. Jiangqian, do you know why Yan is the most powerful kingdom in the land? I shook my head. Because the wife of Yan's founding emperor was herself an embodiment of the nation's fate. Master warned me that as the daughter of fate, my safety mattered even more than the emperor's. So I was never to put myself in danger, and never reveal my identity to anyone who might come after me. After becoming the Imperial Advisor's disciple, I actually had status inside the palace. Regular palace staff didn't dare mess with me. Master treated me so well that some servants were whispering behind closed doors, convinced I wasn't really his apprentice at all, but the Emperor's long-lost little princess. And if it weren't for the fact that the identity of the daughter of fate was only ever known to the Emperor and the Imperial Advisor, I honestly think Master would have put me on a shrine, hung a sign around my neck that said, Daughter of Fate, and told the whole world to treat me right. But of course, the good times didn't last. I'd barely been in the palace 3 to 5 days. Hadn't even had a chance to find out what it felt like to walk around like I owned the place. I just swung on a swing in the Imperial Garden once, and some consort called me a fox spirit, and came at me saying she was going to gouge out my eyes. She had a whole crew of maids and eunuchs with her. I just ran. Lost my hair ribbon, my clothes got snagged and torn, and at some point, I don't even know when, I lost one of my shoes. The lucky part though, I had good timing. I accidentally ran straight into the second prince, Gu Yunzi. He was about my age, but sharp as a tack. He hid me inside a decorative rock formation and sent the whole mob chasing me running the other way. I wasn't physically hurt, but the shock of it all got to me, and I spiked a high fever that same night. I was completely out of it, burning up and barely conscious. Every so often I'd hear Master's voice and another authoritative one talking about my condition just outside the door. Once I finally recovered, I found out that because of my illness, the capital had been hit with 2 straight weeks of heavy rain, flooding huge amounts of farmland. If the capital's elevation hadn't been as high as it was, the palace itself might have been completely underwater. On top of that, a rare locust plague had hit the Jiangnan region. Swarms wiped out massive amounts of crops. Jiangnan, the land of fish and rice, was looking at total harvest failures across huge stretches that year. Master was furious. He went straight to the emperor and laid out the whole situation. Word got back that the consort who'd tried to gouge out my eyes was executed by imperial decree on the spot. Once I recovered, Master said he'd take me to meet the emperor. I was just about to bow into a full kneeling salute when the emperor stopped me. I looked up, a little stunned, and watched the emperor actually stand up from his throne. For a split second, I had this strange feeling, like the emperor was actually afraid of me if I really knelt down in front of him. Master caught the moment, gave me a gentle pat on the back, and started making small talk with the emperor. But it didn't take long before the conversation circled right back to me. The emperor had heard that before Master brought me to the Star Palace, I'd had it rough. So he personally sent 2 imperial chefs to the Star Palace, along with 2 imperial physicians, all specifically to nurse me back to full health. Then came a whole avalanche of gifts: gold, silver, jade, and pearls filling several chests, plus silks and brocades in every color, packed into 2 full storerooms. The emperor even assigned one of his personal shadow guards to me directly. I pledge my life to protect you, my lady. This level of favor, not even the emperor's most beloved first prince had ever received anything like it. At first, I didn't think anything was off. Not until the Emperor handed me a jade pendant and said, "Genkian, keep this safe. Where this jade goes, so does the Emperor." From this day forward in this great Yan Palace, you bow to no one. Something felt off. I just couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't figure out exactly what it was, until I remembered what Master had told me. The wife of Yan's founding emperor was herself a daughter of fate. Yan's founding emperor was known as Emperor Yanwu. He started out as a beggar, born into chaos, yet everything just fell into place for him. He rode that wave all the way to the throne, leaving behind a trail of legendary stories. But Emperor Yanwu's empress was shrouded in mystery. Even the storytellers in the tea houses, whenever they mentioned the founding emperor's empress, always glossed right over her. I tossed and turned all night, couldn't sleep at all. First thing the next morning, I ran straight to Master. "Master, you said the founding emperor's empress was a daughter of fate. The emperor